So before the sequel comes out this Friday, I thought it'd be finally time for me to see the original. So here we go. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Blade Runner. So Blade Runner stars Harrison Ford, and what this film is basically about, it's about this Blade Runner who needs to basically try to find and terminate these four replicants who, they found a spaceship, and now they're back on Earth to find their maker. So, what did I think of Blade Runner? Now, Blade Runner is a very interesting movie with me personally, because the reason I never saw the original Blade Runner, I'm going to be completely honest, the reason I didn't see the original Blade Runner any point before now was because I always thought it looked boring. I don't know, just something about it to me always made it seem like it looked boring to me. It just looked like something I wasn't really going to be into. Just kind of seeing some, seeing some things from the film and stuff. Like, it just seemed like a really boring movie to me. Just kind of bleak for some reason, it looked like, for me personally, before I saw it. And I just had no interest in ever really seeing it. Of course, I would have seen it at some point, but I was just really in no rush to see it. But the sequel's coming out Friday. And I figured, of course, the only way I'm going to understand 2049 is if I see the original. So, finally saw it, and I'm really glad I finally saw it, because this movie is actually really great. I really loved the original Blade Runner a lot. It is a fantastic film. I do enjoy this movie a lot. It's a very great, complex sci-fi movie that I did indeed like a lot. It's a fantastic movie. I thought this was so great. So let's get into my positives, and my positives are, first being the acting. The acting is really good in this movie. I thought everyone was really solid in the film. Harrison Ford was great. I really loved him in this movie. He did such a fantastic job. He was really great as his character. I was really invested with his character. Him and another character that I'll mention right after this were by far the most interesting characters in the entire film. And I really liked Harrison Ford a lot in the movie. He was really great. I thought he gave a really great performance, and he did really bring a lot to his character, made him really interesting. Rugger, Hauger. I believe that's how you say his last name. Listen, I'm bad with names. Please bear with me. But this, he plays the villain in the movie, and he was fantastic. He was the other most interesting character in this entire film. Like, he really was. Like, I really loved his character a lot. He was very interesting as the villain, and he was really, really great. And there's a speech that he makes, like, at the end of the movie. It's by far the best scene in the film, and honestly, one of the best acted scenes I've ever seen in a film. Just the emotion he brings in that scene is really great. I really loved it a lot. So yeah, he was really great. I thought he did a fantastic job. The woman that played Rachel was pretty solid too. I did think she was good. So yeah, the acting is really solid in this movie. I thought everyone did a pretty solid job in the film. The movie is really, really interesting. It's very complex. It's basically a film noir in a sci-fi setting. And it's really great. Like, I was really invested in it. And I really liked what was going on. And really kind of seeing the pieces that are kind of coming together with the movie was very interesting to see, and really you trying to figure it out what's going on in this sci-fi world is really fantastic. I really loved it a lot. It was really great, and it was really interesting. I thought it was really fantastic. I loved how complex this movie was, and really kind of makes you just sit there and you just go like, man, this is really, really interesting, and I love that. It was so great with this movie, and yeah, it was very complex and very, very interesting. Although there isn't like a lot of action in this movie, because they do focus more on the sci-fi element of this movie, but there is action sequences in this film, and when they do happen, they are really good. I did think they were pretty well filmed. Very well shot, not too much shaky cam or anything. It's really nicely filmed. You know what's going on. and it's at some points really brutal as well. But you know, it's really great, the action, especially a chase sequence that happens with Harrison Ford and this woman, which was really good, and I thought it was very well filmed and very intense as well. So yeah, whenever the action sequences do happen in this movie, they're really good. I did quite enjoy them a lot. Like I said, I really love the setting of this movie. This movie has one of the best interpretations I've ever seen of the future. Like, I love the setting with this movie. Like, it's really great. I love the atmosphere with this film. It really does have a nice setting to it, and it really makes you into this world, honestly. You know, this movie does take place in 2019, which is only 2 years from now. Crazy to even think about that now, but it's really cool. Like, I really like how they set this world up in this movie. It's really fantastic. It's really great. I love how it's set up, and it really makes you immersed into this world. Really makes you feel like you are in the world of Blade Runner, I guess. You know, makes you really feel like you are in the year 2019, and it's really great. I really love how this movie executes that. It's fantastic, honestly. And I really like the musical score a lot too. Like, the musical score was really fantastic. Like, I really like the musical score with the movie. The writing's really fantastic with the film. Dialogue is really great. The directing with this movie is excellent. It really is. Ridley Scott does an absolutely fantastic job directing this movie. You know, it's very well shot. The editing is really fantastic with this movie. And the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. I love the cinematography with this movie. It's so well shot, this film. I love Ridley Scott's direction with this movie. It's really great. I really love his directing with this film. The visual effects, man, are they great. And man, do they hold up still after 35 years after this movie has been released. Really, the visual effects still hold up to this day. I love the visual effects with this movie. It looks so beautiful. It makes the future look really nice. Like, I really love how they make the future look with these visual effects. The visual effects are incredible. Definitely some of the best effects I've ever seen put to film. It's really great. And the pacing's really good too. The movie's an hour and 57 minutes. And, you know, I could see if someone said, like, oh, this movie's really boring. I can honestly see why someone would say that, because this movie is slow, but it's slow in a way that it needs to be slow. It really needs its time to really talk about things and really kind of, you know, make the story really interesting. And I really like that it took its time, really, you know, and it really didn't make it drag out to me. Like, it was the good kind of slow, where it still makes you interested. You know, it's slow, but still it's interesting, and I like that. And the movie did move at a nice pace. Even though it was slow, it was good. I was still invested, and I was still interested in what was going on with the movie. So I did think the pacing was pretty solid. Now, the only negatives I do have with Blade Runner are, first being, there's this character named Sebastian in the movie who I really thought was just a plot device, really. That's all I really thought he was there for, was just really to be used as a plot device. And he's nothing more than just that, just a plot device, just to kind of keep the plot going. That's it. That's all I really saw him as. I really saw him nothing more really than just a plot device, honestly. So yeah, his character was kind of really just, alright, he's just there for the plot, really. He's a, plot device. I just didn't really find him that interesting as a character. He's really the only character I didn't care for in the movie. And lastly, I did think Deckard and Rachel's relationship was kind of really forced. It really wasn't developed all that well to me. I think they could have, developed their relationship a little bit better. But, it's just kind of just not really developed all that well. It's just really kind of forced. I thought they could have done a little bit better with their relationship. But besides that, I really loved Blade Runner. It's a really fantastic movie. I do think it is a great, complex sci-fi movie that I did quite enjoy a lot despite those flaws. It's a really great sci-fi movie. If you've never seen the film, go see it. Really, it's really fantastic. I loved Blade Runner a lot. So it's time for my official grade on Blade Runner. My official grade on Blade Runner is an A-. It's a great movie. If you've never seen Blade Runner before, like I said, go see it. It's a fantastic movie. Very complex sci-fi film. I really enjoyed that a lot. It's really great, and I cannot, especially now, I'm even more excited for the sequel now that I finally have seen this movie. And yeah, just this movie is really fantastic. It's such a great, complex sci-fi movie, and yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot. Definitely deserved an A minus. So if you have seen Blade Runner, what did you think of it? Leave in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.